Soul Garden.
Namaste, and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Rayman Witecki, your astrologer and soul biographer, here to help you put the pieces of your karmic story together this week. Well, the sun is in Leo, and we are chugging along in late Chapter 2 and hopping into Master Shui Chapter 3. We're focused on our heart chakra, our love, what we love about ourselves and others. So we're falling in love with ourselves this week, and we're moving into light casting our personal dreams. That is, being what we expect to come through the law of attraction. The moon starts in sensitive Libra on Sunday, Monday, then gets a little intense in Scorpio on Tuesday, where we have to draw some emotional boundaries, then skips along in jolly Sag Friday, Saturday, and on Sunday, it will hit that T-square in Capricorn, so that's intense. The moon signs most affected are Libra, Aries, Scorpio, Taurus, Sag, Gemini, and the Cancer, Capricorn spectrum are particularly affected at the end of the week. Now looking at our orbits, man, and which of our chakras are most affected this week. Jupiter, of course, is doing some intensity there in the third chakra, causing a lot of stomach issues for people. The sun orbiting the heart chakra, so those with heart conditions better shape up right now. And the moon this week begins in the throat chakra, so there's a lot of communication in the beginning, and we move up through the nose and the sinuses to the third eye. So you'll have some psychic dreams by the end of the week, and those people have migraine issues or issues with sinuses might have issues if you are ignoring your feelings, basically. That's how that all works. Looking at the planets, we still have this wondrous grand trine in water that's affecting us. This is going to continue. Now, this is going to be most affected when the moon crosses over Saturn later in the week, and that will cause an emotional trust issue to be changed, and that will, of course, affect Neptune and Jupiter Lilith there at the bottom. That square, that infamous square, is still in effect, Uranus and Pluto wreaking havoc, but Uranus is the real strong part of it, where you have to innovate your personal strength or character. And this T-square, this is getting a lot of press, and this is where the moon is going to cross over Pluto at the end of the week and light this Christmas tree up, which means you'll have to kind of change some emotional rules you have with yourself. Now, looking at a little bit of a close-up here, as the moon crosses Saturn, that's the moment later this week where you'll have to draw some new emotional boundaries with yourself, and Saturn's progressed to step 6. That's the galactic center there it's crossing. And then the moon at the end of the week crosses Pluto, hitting that T-square, so we're going to have a lot of adjustment of our lives, coming to a new settling as a result of these two moon planet crossings, and just where the sun is with our heart. More on that, of course, when we go upstairs. In fact, let's do that now, shall we? Let's take the ascension elevator up and get a bird's eye view of you.
Folks, this is your captain speaking. We realize you have a choice in the astrologers you choose to fly with, and we'd just like to thank you for flying with Christopher Witecki.
Hello, magicians, and welcome to 33,000 feet for a bird's eye view of you. And this is for Pisces and Pisces risings. The sun is in Leo, and that means you're working on your health, your lifestyle, and how you be in the moment. And a Pisces is meant to be magical in the moment, in their heart, but it's not easy, as you well know, because you're so sensitive and you're Neptune ruled and you're psychic and all these things. So living in your heart in the moment is difficult. And for those Pisces having health issues right now, it may be because you are not living in your actual joy or in your heart. So it's a tough time. But there's other stuff going on. Saturn is saying you've got to learn and grow now and let go of the ignorances like yesterday. Uranus and Aries says you also have to innovate self-esteem. And then we've got this T-square going on between self-esteem and then the moon, Jupiter on one side in Cancer and Pluto in Capricorn. That's the tug of war between what your heart wants and what society says you should do. So there are pulls and tugs everywhere, but do not forget it's all about how you play it in the moment, Pisces. So as we start off, we're in chapter 2 of Sun in Leo, and you're working on the performance part of living in the moment, really getting that love and blood going in the moment. This is athletics, execution, performance. If you're a musician, this is you getting better at your music or your craft. This is you stepping into reality and getting your life in order. So you're wrapping that up, and by the end of the week, you'll be working on high-minded lifestyle decisions like, do you live in luxury, do you not live in luxury? And of course, we're assuming that you're living in good health and in your heart. The sun will go from step 18 to step 25. So you'll take action on a new lifestyle in the beginning of the week, and by the end of the week, you are feeling and trusting, trying to feel out if this is the right way to go. So you're testing it. So a lot of life changes in 1 week. Mercury moves away from inner child and back to practical taskmaster details. Mercury moves into Leo. So you'll have some sort of a great idea probably on Sunday, and by the end of the week, you'll be acting on those ideas or not. But the inner child is still very stirred. Mars in Cancer is making you testy when you don't get what you want. But Jupiter at 10 degrees says the Pisces and Pisces rising's broken hearts are a thing of the past. It starts to heal by the end of the week. Now Saturn in Scorpio is clicking to step 6. That means you must end the ignorance and find peace in your beliefs. If you've been fighting over religions or with other people about what they believe, time to go to peace. This is part of a grand trine that goes from beliefs to ego issues to inner child, and it's very important that your beliefs are on track. So being responsibility with looking it up, finding the information, educating yourself, all the above is what falls under Saturn at 6 degrees. So taking a quick look at last week, the real turning point was Light Cast Day, which was Tuesday the 6th. That's where the universe might have had a breakdown in your daily reality or some bad news about your health, and it might have left you kind of floating for the entire week. Wasn't a very productive week in that regard, kind of a frustrating week for most of us. This week, as we step into color, it's time to take action on Sunday. So on Sunday, you're doing something for your life, for health, and moving forward. Now don't forget, Neptune is retrograde in your sign, so you are quick to act, and you must double check with your guides before you move forward. That's the retrograde. And spiritual miracles are possible when you do ask your guides. That's Neptune at 4 degrees. Jupiter says it's time to love and trust that your heart won't be broken again, and this entire week just hold space. So you won't hear if that person likes you, you won't hear on the creative project, you won't get necessarily the great news, but love and trust there won't be bad news. So on Sunday, you're taking action to change your life. Now on Monday, the moon moves into Scorpio, and that comes out of vulnerability you might felt on Sunday and moves into a lot of theory. But you've got to make a real hard emotional decision on Monday about where your adventure is, where your learning is, where you go next, and it affects your heart and it affects your ego. So Monday might be kind of a tough day. Tuesday, you're still kind of licking your wounds, but the universe goes to master shui on Tuesday. So if you have issues with anxiety or heart issues, this is where things get pretty intense. So pay attention to yourself on Tuesday. The moon will move into Sagittarius, shifting things into more of a fiery, passionate kind of time and pulling your emotions out of theory and into career. So Wednesday is kind of a professional day, and Thursday is a professional day. In fact, on Thursday, we've got quantum breakthrough. This is a triple threat of Uranus. On the one hand, if you listen to your intuition before you act, could have a spiritual miracle. Another, probably some bad news or an interesting twist in your health or work story, your daily life story. So an interesting twist. And what this does is open you up to possibility of where fate ends up with these changes. Now the key is to let your emotions flow, to trust your intuition, to let your heart trust that it won't get broken, and to stay open with your boundaries about belief structure. That's really the key to the quantum breakthrough. You most likely will have something break down on Thursday, though. That's kind of inevitable because it's making way for whatever the breakthrough is. So if it's all bad news Thursday, just hang in there till Friday or early Saturday morning, where things should shift. And the moon will be in Sag most of Friday. By Saturday, the moon will start to move into Capricorn, and Venus moves into Libra. This means a couple of things. With Venus in Libra, that means that Venus is back home again. So we're really going to be able to restore peace and order on Earth way before the sun moves out of Leo. So that's really good gravy news. For you, this shift in Venus does mean it moves out of relationships and out of partnerships and creating partnerships and into real trust and intimacy issues. So the beginning might be very vulnerable. You might find yourself extremely vulnerable as Venus moves into Leo. Even though it's a good thing in the end, it might mean that you have to kind of open up to receive or feel awkward receiving or whatnot. And the moon will move into Capricorn too, so that T-square is going to get hit between your inner child and where you feel pulled in society. So Saturday might be a vulnerable day, even though Venus in Libra is going to be a good thing. Now, taking a quick sneak peek at next week, really the turning point is that full moon. That will be a final tug-of-war between daily reality and higher faith. So it could be a difficult morning for you Wednesday or Thursday, but that full moon will be the final turning point. So at least we'll know the story is going to be shifting by then. Now, taking a look at guided hangouts back down to earth, I'd like to invite you into my guided hangouts anytime you want. This is where I teach people to step in their magic or step in the power of yourself in the moment. And this tape's live on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern. So come on down and find out what that's about. Also, Jumpstart the Heart. This is my 90-minute seminar that is available on a variety of Sundays. It's only $34.95, and I will help you step in your heart, step in your magic in just 90 minutes. Plus, I hear this is where my best comedy comes out, is in this show, or in this class. I should say in a class, not a show. Hey, if you've been ever interested in Lightcast Bootcamp, Pisces, I've got the class lighting off this September. It's going to happen right after Labor Day. This is where in 6 weeks I teach people how to manifest. I always say in the first class, bring basically an intention that you want to manifest. 80 to 85% of the class manifest that by the end of the class, which is in 6 weeks on Sunday. So come check it out. I have details for that on soulmart.me. And if you want a reading with me at this price, $99.99, you've only got 2 weeks left for a Serious Joy reading. I'll get your life back on the path of Serious Joy. It's an hour on webcam, over Skype, or over the phone. And I send you an MP3 when it's all over. All these are available at soulmart.me. All right, Pisces and Pisces rising, that's all I have for this 7 days. Stay in your magic, live in the moment, live healthy, and until next week, live, love, be.
Soul God.